Hello. All right, we might be working. My mic seems to be functioning. Hi, we're doing a little bonus stream today because I have off of work and I wanted to work on the game a bit. And I figured, why not? So let's see what we can do. Might be a little bit more of a quieter stream without everybody around, but who cares? So I'm going to try to do something today that I'm not familiar with, or great with for that matter. My music's slightly loud. Hold on. I feel like I'm screaming. I have this thing called a predefined room, and this predefined room is like a trap room, an event room. Could even be where like a vendor is inside of the dungeon. Editing the room is annoying. As you can see here, there's just a bunch of freaking numbers for the vectors for where the floor should be, and I hate it. I want this to be some sort of UI that I can just click, 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 and make it happen. So I'm thinking of maybe adding some sort of button here. Pop a new window have a grid, you can click on things. That's the idea. So we're gonna try that. I have myself up Unity's documentation on how the editor windows work. I've built a couple of editors myself in the past, but I've always kind of just winged it. As you can see, I have some editor stuff here. Um, some of it I've actually done has been kind of nice. This one was really nice actually, but still just a giant pain in the neck because their editor does not behave like I would expect. So we're definitely going to need a new C# script for now. We can maybe call this thing a room design editor. I think that's spelled right. No, probably shouldn't call it room design editor, room design window. This is a new window. Sure. Yes, and it's an editor window, which is under Unity Editor. That is correct. Okay, my key's just Unity Editor. Okay, I should fix that. So, we're going to need to pass this thing a room. So I'm thinking maybe just a static function right now. Do like show window. You know what? We're going to use show, the old VB6 way of doing things. Might have predated myself there a little bit. Predefined, oops, room. I need a predefined room. We'll deal with this. So then we're going to take, that looks right. That's how you make a new, okay, sure, sure. Wow, the AI is just filling in everything for me. Okay. Well, it forgot something real important here. What happens if this is shown when we don't have a room selected? Probably want to return. We're also going to probably put some sort of layout, label field, no room selected. Right. You know, I'm probably going to pull this out of here because I'm going to have to draw a bunch of things. No, stop it. Stop it. You know, VS Code does not do a good job with the IntelliSense code completion stuff. Let me tell you, it tries to do it A, too often, and B, when it does do it, I can't use my mouse or keyboard because it forces me to that frickin' line. Visual Studio definitely handles that a lot better. Oh, great. I'm actually going to have to pay attention to Twitch. Let me put you guys over here so I can maybe see you. All right. So what we're going to probably want to do is probably going to want to draw some sort of toolbar. We're probably going to want to draw the grid. I don't know how the events are handled. We'll deal with the events later. Okay. So we're going to pull this out of here. We're going to put this in here. Whoops. Helps if I know how to highlight. Okay. So I know how to, I know there's something called, how do I call that? I think it's like layout or, oh, it's right there. Thanks. End. Yes. I'm probably going to want a button here. I'll deal with that. I'm going to rename this editing room just to make that more clear. I'm going to want to put a editor. What is the difference between these? Let me Google that. I'm looking at their docs here. Unity. Cool. Other people are asking the same damn question. People say try to lean towards the editor one, but the GUI one works just fine and is older, but has some stuff in it that others don't have. Oh, that would be why, because this doesn't have flexible space. That's why I see it on their page here. Flexible space. I think I'm going to put a button here. I think it's GUI layout dot button, and you want a name, and the name is test button. I think there's a style, right? Yep. Yep, button clicked, because I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. Okay. So that should give me something. You know, let me save this for a moment. I'm gonna want to make a new. Why is it mad? Oh, I see why it's mad. I'm gonna want to make another editor file for a moment. We're gonna call this predefined room editor. I spelled that right. Whoops. Forgot this doesn't add CS. Ah, you son of a gun. Namespace is just melee right now. We're gonna do public class predefined room editor, and this is of editor, I think. This is using Unity editor. Why is it mad? I thought it was just editor. There we go. You have to put a, yep. What's the true on that? Not helpful. Cool. I want to know what the true is. This fallback. Child class of this inspector. Oh, okay. It doesn't mean shit to me. I don't care. Those beans are right here. He's sleeping. And I wish I had another camera. I could like face that when he is there. But yep, he's right here. He's all tucked in. Actually, let me tuck him in a little bit more. Let me tuck you in a little bit better. There you go. There you go. Gotta tuck you in. It's cold in here. Gotta tuck him in. So this is a melee dot utilities maybe, or maybe dungeon rooms predefined room. Yep. Okay, so we want to do public void. Nope, maybe override void on inspector UI. Yep. No. What did you just change? Son of a bitch. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. Let's pull this out for a moment. That we definitely want to do. I'll put a little bit of a space. And yeah, we can just do a label. Label field, I think is what it's called. Editor. Can we add to this? Has some options. Editor styles dot. Let's use that. And we have to do a button. A button. My budget. My button. You have a watch streak of 19. So if editor GUI layout dot button, no, that's just GUI layout dot button. Because again, you know, this thing isn't ridiculous. I might not need the label, but let's call this the room designer window. Give this like a 430. I don't know. I'm gonna make that up for now. So now we're gonna go over to room designer window dot show. How do I know what I am? How do you know who you are? Oh, they have a thing called target. Target? Yeah. But I'm betting it is a different. Hey, you figured it out. It's mad because it doesn't know what that is. Yeah? Yeah, it doesn't. So we need to then say this is a melee.dungeon.rooms.predefined room. This doesn't belong there. This needs that. No, it gave you bean bucks. Yeah, you're getting too old to use the internet. You gonna start double clicking all the URLs and websites now? All right, so now if I go to nope, it's not where. Predefined room test. Hey, look at that. Room designer window. Click. Hey, it opens something. I have a button. Editing room. Well, that's shit. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. This label needs to be increased. Okay, so that's a start though. Oh, there's so much space right there. Oh, we'll figure that out. Oh, that's not correct. Ah, this should be this. And I'm also using the wrong thing. It's this. I think it's just a label. And then that gives me the content. And then it's options, editor, styles, dots. Oops. That goes there. Dots. Seems reasonable. Save. Hey, there we go. I have something called help box. The hell does that look like? Editor GUI layouts dot help box. Let's just say left click things. What else? What kind of parameters does it have other than text? Oh, it's got this message type. Message type dot info. What's that do? Oh, what's this nasty ass thing up here? I don't know if I like that, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I can always delete that in a quarter second. All right, so now we need to kind of maybe do the hard part of this. Thinking we need a scroll area. See, they have something called a scroll view. Scroll view? Nope, that's not it. Not begin scroll. Oh. This thing wants a position. Ew, I see how this kind of works. Scroll position. And it's scroll position equals. And this blows out. I need to create this here. Private. Nah. I think it's a vector 2. Cool. Best viewers. Good job. Get out of here. Block. Bye. I think this is a vector 2. Oh. Probably gotta end the scroll view, right? Yep. Editor GUI layouts dot end scroll view. Plah. It takes nothing, right? No. So we're gonna need like probably gonna want some constants for private constant int cell size. Private constant int grid size probably. Oh, like 50. Make up numbers. Let's see what it looks like. Cool, I love how I hit tab to bring this in, but instead jumps to another line on me. I hate that jumping. know I can draw text on it, right? Or not text, lines, using the draw lines function. Probably need a rectangle. Yeah, okay. It has a get ret function. So if we do canvas size equals, it would just be grid size times cell size. Then if we said, GUI layout utility is what it's called. Dot get rect. Get wrecked, son. Gives me a width and a height, huh? This would just be the canvas size twice. Because we're just dealing with a square. I don't do my things like that. The boy is dreaming. There are some whimpers, some eye twitches. Let's do that to make sure we know they're constants. So that's my canvas size. Okay. We're going to create a color. Private, where do they have that? Color. Background color equals new color. We'll do like a gray, like a 0.2, 0, yeah. Why can't I do a new color? Oh, it could be simplified. Ah, that's right, because I'm not doing, I asked it to do that. Yep. So we're going to draw a rectangle with that color within the scroll view. What does that do? Cool. We now have a scroll view, and it created a gray. Boy, that gray is real close to this Unity gray. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that. Okay. Now we need to draw grid. And we need to maybe draw grid lines, make it more specific. We're gonna give it to canvas rec. Oh, there's some whooping. Some hooping and hollering over here. What is handles? Okay, time to Google that. Or Unity docs. I don't know if that math is right. It just decided to do that. It takes in two vectors, 2 points, and draws a line between two of them. according to this, the handle color needs to be set ahead of time, not at the end. So good job, AI. And we're gonna want to go with a much lighter color than that. How about we go with white for now? Don't know if that math is right. We're taking the X. Y plus 1 multiplied by the size. This should really have a, doesn't need it, but it just makes it more specific. There. Yep, so we're going to increase up to the same on this side where the Y is the same as the canvas width. Yeah, that actually is right. And then it's going to do the same thing for the X going across. The Y is this and that. Okay. Looks right. Crashed. Oh, didn't crash, didn't compile. Fucking sweet. I don't like that help. I'm going to get rid of that. This can go to var. That's fine. Okay. What does this look like? Give it a little bit of transparency on the lines so they're not so harsh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the boy came out of his blankie. Let me get you in there. Oh, you feel chilly. There you go. Let's really suck you up in there. Oops. God damn, I keep closing it. I don't want to close it. I'm going to go back to code. All right. Now we need to draw floor tiles. We're going to need the canvas rack for sure. Why did you... AI is stupid. Swear to God. Private void, draw, floor, tiles, rect, canvas, rect. gonna have two different colors here, though. We need like a. No, no, no. We're just gonna have the gray. Yep, yep, yep. So first we're gonna do if room dot floor dot equals null, or room dot floor dot count equals 0. Just gonna bail. There's nothing to draw. What I'm gonna do here is, oh, I don't know if I even used this. Oh yeah, I did. I do a private color grid color, grid line color equals new 1f 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 0.2f grid line color. I'm gonna put that here. And we're gonna do this similar, I think, because I want to draw a rectangle. It seems like for some reason the editor GUI has a rectangle drawing function. We'll see what that does. But we're going to want a private floor color equals new. Do like a green. Color did that just try to give me? What the hell is that? Let's find out what that is. I can't because it's in stupid code. 10% of 255 is 25. Half 128, so that's about 100. 2500, 190. I don't know what that is. RGB color picker. I do some math. 255 times this. 255 times this. No. 255 times this is 102. That's pretty close. 25. Stop it. 25. 102. And what's 255 times 0.7? 180. Boy, that was close. Nah, we're gonna go with a green. Let's go with more like 0, maybe an 8 is 0. Let's see what that does. For each vector to int in, oops. Yeah. Wow. I just tried to do a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if that's right. It wants to do the handlebar jar wire cube. What is that? I don't know what that is. It's not what I want. Nope. I hate naming things. Coordinates spelled with double O? Coordinates, right? Yup, it is. Coordinates. God damn it. One day I'll learn how to use a keyboard. One day. No, I don't want that. We have to get the grid center point-ish. And then we have to flip the Y. And then we have to add the X. And we say int grid X equals, take the grid size, divide by 2, plus coordinates dot X. That's off one with the Y only because the Y has gotta be on the top of the center point, not at the center point. I think. Could be really wrong. Not my strong suit here. See what it just decided to do. Yeah, I see what you want to do there. That might be right now. So it's trying to get the X. Canvas X, which is all the way over here. And then we're gonna, oh boy, one's up. Okay, here we go. Pew! Why your chest all wet? You been licking under there? I threw a sheepy. He went to go get it. That makes sense because we're going to multiply it by the size of the cells on the position we want to be based on this spot over here to shift it over. The Y is going to be the same. No. Yes. Yeah, Y is the same. And we're flipping it because it's based this way, we're based this way. And then it's cell size by cell size. Right, because that's this is the location of the cell. This is the size of the cell itself, which is a square. Okay. I want to know what this is. What is that? This really. it's no longer the size of what we were trying to calculate. It just is the size. Let me change the handle color here. Very curious what this is. Handle dot, I don't care, red. I just want to see what that looks like. What is it? Why did the AI try to put that in there? Oh, it's like a outline. Instead of doing that, why don't I just let the gray draw over the top of it? Right now I'm drawing the tiles over the grid. Why don't I draw the grid over the tiles? That might be the better thing to do. I don't really care about this cube thing. Can we just comment this out? And can we just flip these two things? Yep. Problem is I'm doing transparency on that gray. Instead of transparency on that gray, I need to have that color exact. So it's about 107. If it's 107, let's try new. It's 107 divided by 255 is 42. So it's about 0.42 F multiple times. God, keyboards are hard. And then this time I'm going to push it to a 1F. I'm going to hold on to that old gray for a moment. All right, that's a little stronger. Okay. Okay. I have to use the potty real quick. I must pee. I shall return in 2 seconds. We are back. So is that actually what our room looks like? One, two to the left, one, two to the right, with the 0 spot. So yep, it's 5. As for the Y, it's 1 above, 2 above, 3 above, 4 above. That is actually the room. No. All right. Well, that works. Now the key would be to be able to click them. That's the key here. I think that's where things are going to get a little yucky. I also have to draw my anchor. So the anchor should be easy to draw. Do I just draw that? You know, I want to put that separate. Yeah. Draw anchor tile, canvas rect. It's going to be real similar to draw floor tiles, except we don't do this, we don't care. We don't do this, we don't care. And this becomes, what is it called? Room dot anchor. And this is draw anchor tile. And I don't want it to be the floor color, I want it to be the anchor color. Anchor color. That I want it to be more of a red, green, blue. I'm going to go with a blue. I should put that right about here, I would hope. Oh, well, it put it there. I didn't use the fucking color. A, B, C, D, and blue. Yay. All right. It's a little too bluey for me, but I'll deal with that later. I don't really care. All right, now I'm going to need a little help. I do not know how to handle. So, like, this is reaching the limits of my UI stuff. Actually, something I do want to do. I want to center this. Whoop, whoop. So we get this in the middle of the screen when we. What happened to my gray over the green? Boy, that got awfully dark. I can swear that was lighter 2 minutes ago. What the fucking. Did it not? Fucking. Brighter would be a higher gray. So let's get to like a 60. Let's go to 50. More of a silver color. Might have to go even brighter than that. Actually, that's not bad. 50 is not bad. See what it looks like over the green. All right, that works. 75. It's gonna bother me. Doesn't work. It's not good enough. 75. I need to lock that thing to the inspector window. Lock. Yeah, that's better. More like a silver. Yep, yep, yep. Yep. Now we need to center the view. How does one alter the position of the scroll view? Let's Google that. Maybe this could be a center button. Let's do that. Let's do a center. Maybe a center, 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 center. View, and then maybe we're going to call a function, call it center view. Okay, so how do we center? Scroll position. Oops. Scroll position. I kind of have the coordinate function. I wonder if I could just call that. Then again, I know the grid size. How do you set it? I don't know. Don't know how to set it. Well, what I do know is we can do var canvas size. What were we using before? I like to stay even here. Yeah, canvas size. That's what we need right there. All right, so then scroll position. Center equals, it would be canvas size. That's the old way of doing this, right? Divide by 2 minus. They say there's this. Oh, they say that there's a thing called the position. What the hell is that? The desired position of the window in screen space. Okay. All right. So I need the division of 2 on that. Equals new. About the height. Yeah, that's correct. If I want that to actually work like that. I don't know if that's what I actually want. And then they say that there's a repaint function. I hate it. What's this? All right. Dislike it, but this is a var. I don't really care. It works. Now I also want to do that on start. I do that on start. Ew. Can't do it on GUI. Can I do that? Gonna find out. Fuck yeah. So if we scroll away, boop, scroll away, boop, boop. Love it. All right, so if we're going to handle some sort of event, they say the event needs to belong in the on GUI. So there's a thing called process event. How does this work? They say make a function and then you'll have, or not a, yeah, make a function and you pass in an event. And the event will have the mouse, if it's a type of a mouse down, you can then handle your input. Okay. They have this event thing, so let's make our own process events, for lack of a better word. And they have this. And I want to do the current event. What else is an option there? Cool. Useless. Process events. We're going to make a new function here. Right here. Yep. If event.type. Nope. I'm going to make that E or something. I like E. E.type is not mouse down. We're going to want to bail. Return. Or E dot button doesn't equal left. Is that a thing? Does not like that. Wow, it's mad. No, 'cause it's just a number. If it's not 0 or it's not 1. Probably left and right. Let me Google that. Unity editor event button. Mouse button.
Yep, 0 is left click, 1 is right click, 2 is middle click, 3 is some other button on the mouse was clicked. Okay. All right.
So now we need to paint. Handle handle paint inputs, right? Because we're trying to paint. We're going to want that because that's going to give us the coordinates. And that's going to give us what button was pushed. This is going to get ugly. How do we account for the scroll of the scroll view? Because the coordinates for the mouse is what I'm reading is the mouse is of the window, and if the window is scrolled, it may not know. Well, maybe it is okay. Huh. All right, well, let's try then. We're going to want something real similar to this one. This time, instead of the coordinates being passed, on the mouse coordinates. Let's do, let's try something. Var half canvas size is, no, half, no, I don't want the canvas size right now. Half grid size is that. Now, mouse position. I don't even know what the mouse position is. It's E dot mouse.
hold this for a second. Var. So vector 2. So if mouse X, all right, that should get me kind of, whoops, wrong button. That should kind of get me where I am, but then I need to then take I don't know if I need this. I don't think I care about the center yet. Yet. Yeah, then I need basically what this is doing down here. But this is more like, this is real space. This is game space. This is this and this. Oops, not dot X, just X. I actually have to subtract this time, not add. I'm not coming from 0, I'm coming from where the mouse is. And the mouse is saying it's at 40. 40 is actually, the grid is 40. I actually have to bring it back to 0. Yeah, it's this. Stop trying to fix everything under the sun. Let's call this game X for now. Game Y. Stop trying to debug log everything under the sun, Mr. IntelliSense. Yes, that you can do. Ah, that's a float. What's that a float? Is this a float? Yuck, I don't want that to be a float. Guess that's a float. Math, what is it, math F? Floor to int. How'd that not come up? What? Where's math F floor to int?
Since when? Is it lowercase math? I swear to God, if it's lowercase. No. Yes. Must be. What is happening? Cool. Thanks for that. There we go. So then should make these ints. Yep, because now it's math on an int. Ints, ints, everything's an int. That gives me coordinates. I don't know if that's going to work quite right, but if e dot button equals 0, add tile. Nope, add tile, add coordinates. Remove tile, add coordinates. That is correct. Add tile. Not sure what I want to do. I'm going to do a private void remove tile. Vector 2 in coordinates. I don't want you to fill in yet. So if the floor is dead, we're going to create a new list. It's going to do new. I don't know if you could do new like that with. Actually, let's just do this. New. Solve that problem. So if it already contains it, oh, and coordinates don't equal the anchor. The coordinates don't equal the anchor, and it already contains it. We can add it. Okay. Then we also have to stop. And then we also have to not repaint, but state that this is dirty. No, no, I don't know what any of that does. Just set it dirty. All right, so then this says that the floor is not null and the room contains these coordinates. We're going to remove it and we're going to set it to dirty there too. I don't know if that's going to work. We're also not checking to see if we're inside of our bounds, but boy, I don't think this is right. I'll find out. It's not doing anything. Okay. Let's see if the function's even being called.
pause break there. Okay. That's not going to work. We need to do, yeah, we need to just put a pause break here. Didn't turn red because we're not fucking saved. Pause break, click there. Yeah, well, okay. All right, we are not getting by. Stop it. E dot type equals mouse down. Then we want to debug.log mouse down. All right, so the mouse was down. That's not the problem. Put my if statement funny here. Yep, my if statement's fuggered. So if the button does not equal mouse down, bail. Really should be and. I think. Boy, why am my brain just shutting down with that? The mouse button down doesn't equal mouse down. No. Or it does equal mouse down. And the button is not 1 or 0. Stop! Fucking IntelliSense. Bailing left and right. Why? If it's not mouse down, bail. Or it is mouse down and There we go. Valid clicks. All right, so we're getting by. Oh shit, we're adding. Oh boy. No, 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 no. I mean, yes. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's see here. So I handle this paint stuff. What is this? I see this function being called on their docs. What is Unity event dot use function used for? Why is this in their example? Consume the event. When dealing with input events, particularly the editor, scripting, or customer, you might use this to mark the event as used. This prevents the event from being processed by other elements in the system. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Kind of my snacky. I don't think I have much around here. I think I'm going to do a repaint here, but I think I only want to repaint if the mouse is correct. But I'm kind of... Mouse can't be anything else but that, so you know what? Let's do a repaint right here. So I added a negative 17, positive 18. It's off a bit. But if I right click it, nothing happens. Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's not accounting for. It's not accounting for. I don't know how to account for the scroll. How do I account for the scroll is the key to this whole thing. What are other people doing to deal with this?
oh. One person says if you do the event, if you do the event inside of the scroll view, you'll be in the scroll view instead of doing the event on the on GUI. And then your mouse position will just automatically update. That sounds weird to me, but we move it there. Actually, we know our canvas rect. We need that. That probably makes sense. I see how he's doing it. He's passing this. He's using this, I should say. I'm going to pass this to my function. This is the rectangle of the canvas for this layout object that we're in. Now we have a canvas. Is that what he's doing? Then he uses it. Can also do a check, which I can add to my thing. Make sure that the mouse position is inside. Wow. I I can't even with that. I don't know whether to laugh or to just stop streaming. That was awful. For those that can't see the chat, the joke. Why did the function stop calling each other? Because they had constant arguments. I can't. That hurts a lot. I just can't. Okay, now we have the canvas rect. Now I can do this. I think everything else kind of stays the same. It might actually be that simple. Holy crap! All right, we need to improve this. I need to be able to mouse drag. Mouse drag should be easy. Oh no. Another one? What's the object-oriented way to become wealthy? Add more classes? Oh, inheritance. Wow! What's the object-oriented way to become wealthy? You don't even. You were not elf. You are not elf. I just can't. No, I should be able to. I'm gonna do this for now. So if e.type doesn't equal mouse down and e.type doesn't equal mouse drag, we're gonna bail. And if the button that's selected it might just work because the add function is safe, where it won't try to add the same vector. Tracy, do you see this?
That works really well. All right, we're going to combine these if statements, I think, into one. All we need to do is put some parentheses around this. Then an or. Then we're going to stuff this here. Then we're going to put an or statement around that. And we're going to do this. That should handle all of that. Basically saying if we're not mouse down or mouse drag, we bail. If we are mouse down or mouse drag, make sure the buttons are 0 or 1. If that's not the case, make sure that at least we're within the space of the canvas. Now, there's a way to handle undo. How does one do undo? They have something called an undo record object. And I would want to do that right here before I add it. They call it undo.recordObject. This would be my room. And I have to add a name to it. Add tile? I don't know what to call it. Oh, wants to do it down there. Yes. Remove tile. Now, so can I click? I can, but it didn't repaint. I can see it go away. Oh, it takes a second. Oh, the undo is scary. It is not undoing. So the drag. I really like this. It's kind of cool. I don't need that. Stop. I swear, this thing's highlighting is awful. Like, why is it not highlighting? Why? My mouse is down. Still down. There you go. There you go. Don't want this. Good. Good.
No, Jeffrey, this works really cool now. Twitch switch to what? I was gonna put up a black screen. It's just gonna be black. That's all there is. There's no Tracy. It's just black. No camera. No. No nothings. It's just black. Ha! It worked. There's the room. So if I open the room designer and I change this, and I run it again, there it is. Well, that's a magical thing. We now can create predefined rooms using a UI that I have built. I don't know what that's going to do. Does that successfully put that somewhere? No. Yeah, my editor is probably like, no, I don't know what to do with that mess. Damn. I was really hoping it would just work out of the box like that. It's not off in space somewhere, right? Yeah. Yeah, no valid location for room dungeon gate. It failed to find a space for that. Kind of should have fit right there. Because it's below the entry point, probably. What if I did this? It might have put it somewhere. Ha! Fucking did. Doesn't like it when you're below the anchor. Well, actually, it makes sense why it wouldn't like that, because it wouldn't be able to attach. It would stick to something. Holy crap! Is that walkable? Yep. The guy came out of the room and he's like, hey, there's nothing to fight. Oh, there you are. Oh, God. Oh, God. Chickens. Get them. Get them, chickens. Boy, it takes a while. Let me see if there's a way to refresh the screen when an undo is done. I have to pee again. I shall return. Maybe. I will. Trying to look up quickly how to deal with this undo problem. The undo is pretty minor in comparison to what we've done so far. So be right back a second. All right, we are back. Gonna see about how to deal with this. According to some people, you have to subscribe to the undo event. Okay, so there seems to be an event we can bind to.
Let's see if we can find it. Supposedly there's a on enable, right? This is normal. Oh, there we go. Wow, that did not spell on enable. That's on able. On enable. Thanks for that. And there's an undo to undo performed. And we can just literally call the repaint event here. And on disable, we're going to undo the paint. So if I go like that, like that, like that. Oh, that's magical. Okay. Now that this works, I don't know what this require additional floor is and required direction or required count. I have no idea what these three things are used for. Now I can build a I can build a event room for the blacksmith to appear in the dungeon. This event room might just be a vendor room, be like, yo, I'm here. Help me out, yo. Okay. Okay, so we're going to close this. We're going to create a new, actually, let me just duplicate. This one's called Dungeon Room Test. Predefined room blacksmith. So the blacksmith room, we will put him in here somehow. So that's the this is the other room with the wall and all that stuff. We're going to create a new folder, call it blacksmith. And we're going to put a new game object in here, right? Because let's see, the trap gate I assume is at 0, 0. Half, yeah, because it's just up and in a little bit. Okay. The blacksmith is going to make a new. Can you make a new game object like this? I've never done that. Yep, you can. Oh, that's actually the sprite itself. New. Let's just do a new empty. Actually, I could probably steal no, let's just do a new empty. Blacksmith dungeon. I guess ass in here. Create another new empty. We'll call it blacksmith. He's gonna have a sprite renderer. And he's just gonna have town. I don't remember who I made the blacksmith. Was it him? Wasn't him. I think it was the first dude. What is this song? I hate it. Need some different music. Okay, I want him actually at position -1 at 0, -1. Sure. This is at 0, 0. This is still at -1. Sure. Voila. So then if I go to my new room I just made, this is going to have an object called blacksmith. And it's at 0, 0. Fine. Just kind of, it'll place it there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to edit the room designer. We're going to delete all of this. And it's just going to be that. He's just hanging out in there. Later on, we'll add the flag to it. And then what I need to do is go to the haunted dungeon rooms and add, whoops, add the blacksmith room. Boom. What's that? 0 is null. Something blew the fuck up. That's the editor blowing up. That's not even the dungeon. Weird. Well, did it put the room down? Let's find out about that first. It did not. Okay. Oh, for one, I gotta do that. When I come into here, why is it blowing up? Looks right. We're gonna call this dungeon blacksmith for now. What is blowing up? Object at 0 is null. Who is that fucking 0? And why do you think it's null? Haunted dungeon rooms. If I remove you, it's still blowing up. The editor's blowing up. Nobody is asking the editor to do anything when we start the game. What are you doing? Trying to serialize something. What are you trying to serialize? That looks reasonable. Looks identical to this. Okay. That looks normal. That looks normal. It says I'm looking through my GitHub here, just to start, whatever, my Git to see. It says predefined room test, backing field, line 44 has been set to empty. Oh yeah, that's the flag requirements. It's okay if that's null. Is that what you're mad at? Let me see if that stops from blowing up. If so, I gotta fix that. Nope, still blew up. There's 5 of these, so it's very possible that I have to copy that in each one of those. Let's put in each of these, just okay, let's see if that'll serialize. I don't think that's it. Nope. I wish you would tell me. You are completely goddamn useless, you piece of shit. Because I know what the hell 76 F5449er 88 BCFR is. Mm. What is null? Okay. That is not null anymore in what we've changed today.
Okay. $76F. Cool. That's what we're gonna do. Restart Unity. He was just being dumb. One of the meta files maybe died. I don't think so though. I'm gonna cross my fucking fingers. Cool. It's fine. It's fine. F you, Unity. Piece of shit. Okay, now, did it add my new room to this? No, because I removed it. Okay, so now I can go, let's try this. The Haunted Dungeon zone has these rooms in it. The Haunted Dungeon rooms needs to have this new blacksmith room. We need to tell it to add them. I don't even think that's used. Hmm. Didn't say that didn't add it. But at the same very quickly, look. Oh, there it is. There's the blacksmith. Hey, you little shit. What are you doing down there? Okay. So then what all this needs is to state whether or not the blacksmith building phase has had a specific phase for that room to show up. And it will or won't. Right now I just have it set to 0. I gotta fix that code though because it doesn't know how to get the player settings. Yeah. That woman has no idea how not to break everything. It's like goddamn hurricane. So we're going to bring him up just a little bit. The blacksmith needs to be a negative 1.5 with a y of 0.5. Save. Run. Oh, well, that's very cool. That's very cool. Then what I could do is I can write some code for him that when you trigger him, it increases your blacksmith phase. So when you go back to the town, it increases your level.
All right. Well, that is something I wanted to do today. That was definitely a heck of a decent amount of work. How long did that take me? How long have I been streaming for? I don't even know. How do you even know how long you've been streaming? Oh, damn ad break. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Oh, okay, so just to reiterate, we created a UI so that way we can draw predefined rooms. Predefined rooms are things for like traps, um, event rooms, vendor rooms, whatever we want. I haven't built a way to put objects on it, but for right now, we can at least draw the floor so the layout works. Um, that will allow the dungeon layout to try to associate that room to a dungeon layout, and it works. And later on tonight, when we come back, I'm probably going to make it so that the blacksmith actually functions with that. So that way you go to the dungeon and the room will be there if you're on the right phase. And if you go to the dungeon and you're not on the right phase, the room won't be there. And if you do have the room, you can talk to it and it should increase your phase. Should. All right. Well, very cool. For anybody who's been watching, thanks for joining me today. I will be back in, what time is it? 3? I'll be back in about 4.5 hours with Tracy. So that way people like Jeff can stop complaining that it's just me by myself. And you can watch her artwork for a couple of hours. Thanks for watching. See you guys in a few.